Hello YouTube, welcome to part 8 of why I'm still holding on to my Electroneum. So my channel appears to be going parabolic. 37 subscribers today, so hello. I think I've got quite a responsibility now because I'm beginning to perhaps influence people. Now you want to be very, very careful about that. But so what I am very much trying to do is talk about facts, talk about real things. I'm going to try to avoid any opinions. I think this or I feel this. I'm talking about facts here. I'm talking about things which are true, things which are undeniable. Last time I talked about winning lots of money trading. Now I'm still down from where I was 6 months ago. Okay, I haven't got it all back yet. Here's hoping. But that actually did happen. I did actually make a lot of money. And yeah, I was using a strategy. A strategy is essentially a mathematical model which can give me a better chance of winning than not. Right, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, it's absolutely possible that my strategy is complete nonsense. It doesn't work. It isn't a good strategy at all. And in fact, it's quite possible that in fact what did happen was that I just got lucky. Right. I've been trying to trade. I've been trying to profit from trading cryptocurrencies and all sorts for a while now, and I've got a little period of time there where I made lots of money. Well, maybe I was just lucky. Okay, there is a possibility that that is the case. Now, I'm a mathematician of sorts, at least I used to be. I'm a bit rusty, but I can actually calculate the chances that that was luck. I can work out the probability that I won as much as I did. I actually started to do it, but I am a bit rusty, and I got a little bit sidetracked, so I haven't done that yet. And also, in a way, I'd quite like to talk about how I do it, but it might scare people off because it does involve a little bit of maths, but it's very, very pretty interesting maths. But so if you're really interested in me proving what my chances of winning were, then I will do that. I'll do a little lecture and demonstration of how that's how I come up with the number. But basically, the chances of me winning all that money due to luck are pretty tiny. That's a fact. That's the truth. And I can prove it. I can actually prove it using very, very real, understandable, true things. So yeah, the chances of me actually winning down to luck are very, very small. So that begs the question, well, if it's a game of luck and the chances of you winning are very small, but you did win, it's not a scientific test yet, because I'd need to repeat that over and over again for a long period of time to really be sure, or be even more sure. But yeah, it begs the question, well, maybe the game isn't fair. Maybe it's not a game of chance. It's actually, therefore, because the chances of winning by luck are so small, well, the chances that it's not luck are really rather bigger. So that's just my experience, right? One tiny little experience. So, but here's the thing. There are, I think we know now. There's a lot of talk about, you know, most traders lose, and there's a small percentage of traders that win. There's definitely a group of people, professional traders, who win consistently and make a living out of it. Now, they don't win all the time, of course, you should know this. They just win more often than not, or they win larger quantities in the same amount of trades than they lose, right? So the situation is that there are a group of people that can win a lot, but there's a majority group that tend to lose a lot. If it was a game of chance, and all of these strategies, all this technical analysis is just nonsense, and it's a game of chance, if that was the case, then you wouldn't get that situation. You wouldn't get the curve of profit skewed towards a small group of people. No, it would be a much more natural, it's called a bell curve. You'd get lots of people who just break even. You get a few very lucky people, like winning the lottery, who do really well, and a few very unlucky people that do really badly, but it's symmetrical. If it's fair and if it's a game of chance, then winners and losers balance out. That's a true thing, not my opinion. So if you assume it's fair and there's nothing in technical analysis or nothing in the strategies that people use or nothing in what people do, then you'd get this symmetrical system. But you don't get this symmetrical system. You get it skewed towards a small group of people that can do well. Now, in mathematics, there's a technique known as proof by contradiction. And it works like this. You make an assumption, whatever that assumption is. Do some maths, which basically, maths is just doing things that are true all the time. That's the thing. You take an assumption, turn it into numbers, move it around and play with it, but don't make any mistakes. And when you reach a conclusion, if that conclusion is nonsense, then the only thing that can be wrong is your initial assumption. Therefore, you have to say, well, my assumption is definitely wrong. Okay. So if we assume it's random and there's nothing in technical analysis, there's nothing in all the trading techniques that people use, then you'd get a symmetrical profit-loss situation, right? But you don't. So there's something wrong with your assumption. So that proves, at least within, and technically it proves it to a certain degree of certainty, that it's not a fair game, and that there are a group of people that know how to win. So look, that's basically a verbal proof that if you're a naive newbie trader and trying to profit from trading, whether it be hodling or day trading or whatever technique you use, the most likely outcome is that the value of your investment will fall. That is the most likely outcome. If by luck your investment goes up, then, well, so be it. But that happens in a minority of situations. That's just true. If you're just chancing it to luck, you'll probably lose, because there are enough people that aren't trusting to luck. There are enough people that know what they're doing. Now, there's a lot of talk on the internet about hodling and day trading, and I listen to a lot of people. I've got a lot of respect for all the people I follow, and they've all kind of come out with uh, not financial advice, but even they say things, don't they? I've heard people that I respect say don't day trade. I've heard people that I respect say don't hodl. Um, so I'm coming to my own conclusions really. I'm taking what I see as true and formulating that into things which are rational and that I can get a hold of and that are real to me. So here's what I have noticed about hodling and day trading. Right? That there's a fundamental difference between hodling and day trading, and it's quite a simple fundamental difference. Time scale. That's all it is. It's time scale. If you buy and hodl, well, you're hoping that its value will be higher somewhere down the line, months, years ahead. What you've done there is you've created a model somehow because you have taken this idea that the thing that you're invested in is going to go up because of the situation that the world is in, and that this thing is going to be adopted by large numbers of people, which will make the value go up. You've created a model. In a sense, you've created your own technical indicator. Day traders use relative strength index, Fibonacci retracements, moving averages. There's a big list of indicators that they use, okay? But they're using indicators in the hope that the value of their investment will be higher, well, in an hour or later that day. Okay, so they're using technical indicators which are worked out, calculated with sums, equations, data. Hodling, there isn't enough data because cryptocurrencies have only been around for a few years, there isn't enough data to provide long-term predictions of how it's going to be. So you use a different indicator. You use the state of the world, the state of the human species, and what it wants. And that tells you that the value of your investment will be higher a long way down the line. So hodling and day trading, really they're the same kind of thing. But there's a huge difference in the kind of time scale. Right. So one reason I'm holding on to my Electroneum is because, do you know what, I can't be bothered trying to day trade it. There isn't enough data for it to have any realistic indications, and it's not worth very much. I wouldn't get much for it if I sold it now. I do think it's going to be higher in the future because its model looks to me like it will reach people and that it will be adopted globally in time. A year, 10 years, I don't know. Certainly not going to bother selling it. Just going to hold on to it. See what happens. Okay, look. I'd like to talk about some more maths in the future. I've got some other things to talk about as well, things like price predictions, and I'd also like to talk about a few people that I've seen on YouTube and why I think that they're worth listening to. So I hope to see you soon in part 9. In the meantime, take lots of care.